Aussie. And we're on a live stream. Why is that out of focus, for fuck's sake? What is it doing to me? What the fuck? Fuck off. There, that's better. Autofocus just fucked up on me. Well, that was a fun way to say it. Hello, Megaleech, by the way. Absinthe bottle, but it's got a clarified cocktail in there. I haven't tried this one yet. So we'll see how this is. Sorry, I just peeled a bit of orange. It's just sitting on the orange. In disguise. Ooh, yes. Okay, these might have been aesthetically unappealing oranges I got. But, they give a decent squeeze of orange oil when you squeeze them. Which is what I want, but... Also, I still say Salumi has a lot to answer for. Their brattiness has rubbed off on you, unleashed your inner brat that was always there. That was a good line, by the way. I think that was quite funny. Oh dear. Getting a cherry now. That seems to be up too high. Down a little bit. There we go. I might not make any videos tonight. Yeah, you've got to do an April Fool's one. And I want it to go live before April Fool's, which is Saturday. I've got one to go live tomorrow. So one goes on the 30th. Then, yeah. Actually, I probably need to do the April. And that's not a cocktail. It's just me honestly being a bit of a jerk. April Fool to anyone who thought I was nice. So, yeah, I might just take it easy tonight. Mix myself a drink or two. Oh man, that's really fucking good. Oh, yum. That's got a lot going on. Because the base drink that I put in it had a lot going on. So I just thought of a note I need to write myself. Where is Trello? Gotta make myself a note on Trello. Gotta have a bunch of stuff for what I'm going to declare Martini Week. But it's not till June. All right. Ford cocktail. All right, hang on, a sneeze. It's like a tickle in my nose. Yeah, I'm gonna sneeze. It's gonna. It's such an unattractive facial thing that I'm about to sneeze. Ugh. Open the card now. That means I have to go back to Defords. And sneeze. Actually, where are we? Fucking no. They call it his Cocktail Hall of Fame. Cocktail Builder. Cocktails Media. There it is. So I'm assuming these are drinks on the up, and I want in. So I'm going to go with a Ford cocktail because it's like a sweet martini, Mary. Mr. Felix, hello. My day has been fine, thank you. Mostly because I didn't go into the office. and I got a lot of work done because I'm working from home. I want to move that across here a little bit. Oh, actually, and also, obviously, want to do this so I can see Mimsy. That's in the goddamn way. Can't see Mimsy. Oh, fuck it. I can't be bothered moving it. Sorry, Mimsy. I'm sure you can't hear them, but I can still hear the cicadas in the background. They're very annoying. So, a Ford cocktail. Now, the old original recipe is actually equal parts Old Tom and vermouth. So, in this case, I'm going to say fuck Simon Difford and his modification to it. Three dashes orange bitters. Okay. I think I'll go with these 10 mils of Benedictine, though. So this is... Okay, so this is 45 mil gin, 45 mils vermouth, 10 mils Benedictine. I spelled that wrong, Benedictine, as in I am being Benedict. 3 dashes orange bitters. For just a note to myself, that's for Martini Week. Offer, I spelled that wrong. And it's probably going to be full length, actually. And short. Oh, I can do both. Man, I am master of my own domain right here. Saving that for future reference. I'm so goddamn professional using a task management tool to manage my tasks. And it's not, I'm literally using semi-professional task management for home more than I am for work. What does that say about what I take more seriously? Well, it says something really obvious, honestly. Okay, Black Forest Gâteau can go away. Ford cocktail I've recorded. Did I put a closing argument in here? I did. Closing argument sounds good. What's a Hunter cocktail? I'm just exploring some potential future cocktails. Ooh, a boozy one. Whiskey, cherry brandy. Okay, there's no one going to taste 2.5 mils of Luxardo Maraschino with 45 mils of whiskey and thing. This is a very red, sweet, old-fashioned. What's the origin of it? Unknown. Helped by famous bartender Hidetsugo Ueno. Hidetsugo. I'm sure anyone Japanese is just going to be appalled at that attempted pronunciation. Hidetsugo? I don't know. Hidetsugo Ueno. High Five Bar in Ginzo, Tokyo, Japan. I'm definitely going to make a video. This is one I probably need someone else for as well, about bartender bullshit, like putting just a shit ton of ingredients, some of them very strong, into a cocktail, and then suggesting that you put 2.5 mils of something that's a much lighter flavor, as if you can fucking tell. As if you can fucking tell. It's just pure wank, in my opinion. You know what? That's it. I am. The Offspring are moving out on Friday. I have extremely definite plans about turning one of the bedrooms into a bar. I'll invite people over because this is something I literally just before COVID started, I planned to have friends over to do cocktail videos with them. And I did like one. I had time to have one person over, and then fucking lockdowns and isolation started. And I've had a couple people in videos over time, but no one's doing. But I have a few of these ideas that would be very good with other people because they'd be conversational. Megaleech, not quite empty nest. Mrs. Angry's lads not heading out yet, but my two are going out to share a flat together. Young Ms. Angry's American boyfriend's going to come across and work here, and then he's going to live with them. Young Ivan, not Russian. Don't think he's got any Russian in his family. I have no idea why he was given the name Ivan, but yeah. Nice lad. But yes, 2 bedrooms will be empty. Mrs. Angry's claiming one for a yoga room, and I'm claiming the other as a bar, quite honestly. I'm going to get a bar. I'm going to get some sort of bar table. I have been searching online. Like, it's not like I can want to shove the Offspring out the door. Like, it's going to be quite melancholy for me. You only have one in the nest as well, Megaleech. Yeah. Well, we are of a vintage, you and I. But yeah, without COVID, they would have moved out sooner. But COVID was just like shit. And also without the complete collapse of the ability to, be able to afford to live, they would have done it sooner too. I mean, I fucked off as soon as I'd finished high school. Off to uni in another town. That was a different time and different reasons. I'm going to turn these lights off that are over me. They're too harsh because I'm not going to shoot any videos on the videos. Well, just for fun, not this, Lisa. There's some mush here. Mrs. Angry's a gardener, and one of the things she's growing is rhubarb. And she just out of the blue said, "Would you like the sound of rhubarb and star anise syrup?" And I said, "Yeah, what do you ask?" Because she got rhubarb, and she said she'd made a dessert once that was rhubarb and star anise, and it was really yummy. So I cooked up some rhubarb, put some star anise in too, and also some cinnamon and vanilla. And rhubarb all cooked up, and I added some sugar and stewed it for a while. Now I'm straining it out. And I have to... Actually, I could probably taste it now. That's actually a pretty good idea. But I might make a drink. We're going to taste the rhubarb syrup, and then I think I'll make a drink with it. Ooh, I have plans. Thinking maybe a gin old-fashioned, actually, but I want to taste it first. Why have I been ignoring the memes? Oh, let me look. Why do I hate fun? Let me look at Discord. I haven't looked at as I may have mentioned before, I don't have notifications on for anything. I have to remember to look. Memes. Oh yeah, no, I like that one. Sixth Sense, Haley Joel Osment saying, "I see dead people," and a bunch of red shirts from the original series Star Trek. Oh, and that Al Tocker, that's what the hell is that? Oh God, brain go blanky. Our friend from New York State. Sure, that's who that is. He wanted to know a shootout between red shirts and stormtroopers, which in the very early days of the web, there was a website. It was when the World Wrestling Federation was still WWF before the World Wildlife Fund won a trademark lawsuit against them. So they were the WWF. These guys had a website called WWF, World Wide Web Fights, and they would posit fictional face-offs, and they actually did one on stormtroopers and red shirts who they thought would win. And basically, the two guys, it was all text. There was no video hosting at this point in the 90s, and they basically took opposite debate sides on who would win. They'd give background, they describe things, and they both pitch opposite outcomes, and then the audience would vote on who they thought really won. And they did have one on stormtroopers and red shirts. Okay, so yeah, so Dr. Abigail had the meme of with stormtroopers and red shirts, but it's like the stormtrooper paintball squad, and the red shirts are labeled spectators, and they have paintball splotches all over them. And okay, this one you can just explain to me because I don't understand it. Is it a direct Deep Space Nine reference, or is it something else? Because I don't know DS9 enough. It's like Wei-Yin and Jake. What the hell am I looking at? Wait, did it come up? Yeah, okay. Jake Sisko saying, what the hell am I looking at? Wei-Yin saying, oh no. So he says, what am I looking at? When does this happen in the show? Wayne says, now. You're looking at now. Everything that's happening now is happening now. In and of itself, it's not funny. So I'm assuming it's a reference I'm not getting. So Megalich. Been looking at rhubarb leaves considered poisonous to humans. High concentrations of oxalic acid. Difficulty breathing, nausea, and kidney stones. It's safe to put rhubarb leaves in your home compost. Stalks are safe to eat. Safe to eat them all, but we want them very tart. I mean, yes, rhubarb has been a dessert element for a very long time. Okay, so the dialogues from Spaceballs. That's why I don't get the reference, because here is a take that surprises me that people find it controversial. Spaceballs is a steaming pile of shit with all jokes aimed at people who are 12 years old and occasional funny moments, but overall just the most overdone, overplayed, unsubtle, unfunny jokes. Young Frankenstein was the last funny thing Mel Brooks did. Everything post Young Frankenstein was shit. It was just how shit it was that varied. That is my steaming hot take for the evening. Actually, I have a few other hot takes about the weirdest person to pop up on again Twitter, the labia phrenology woman. This weird woman who's obsessively saying she can instantly tell with 100% accuracy whether a vulva on display is one that a woman was born with, or it is the product of surgery. It's such a weird fucking thing to want people to associate with you. Definitely seems like one of those people for whom they're of the mindset that all attention is good attention. And it's got to the stage where she might not have been doing it on purpose at first, but she is now definitely explicitly courting the really horrible, hateful right-wing people that she can get some money out of. To be fair, not all TERFs are right-wing. There's a lot of them who, in the vast majority of their politics, you'd consider progressive. They just have this massive blind spot of ignorance. Dr. Abigail, I did, and I'm sure you're smart enough to know this, I did throw steaming in there on purpose. Right, I am actually going to try some of this syrup. I'm going to get a little bowl to put it in. I have many little butters. I will get one, and I will get a little funnel. And a little syrup. Wait, it's in the dishwasher. So it's a good boy and did the dishes today. Okay. So we're gonna do this. Okay. A little funnel like this. Alright. I will, for now, put this over here. Because I don't think any more's coming out, but you never know. So I'm going to put this there. Considering how much sugar I put in here, this is not making that much syrup. Okay. He's got little vanilla seeds in there. Okay. Well, it is a very aromatic syrup. Oh man, that is good. Wowzers, that is a good syrup. Okay, I'm going to strain it. I definitely think the bloody ting, just totally blank. The rhubarb absorbed a lot of moisture, I think. Still got a high moisture content because I put like 200 mils of water in there, put 200 grams of sugar in there, and I'm getting bloody, I think it's less than 200 mils syrup. But what are you going to do? Move this back over here. Who knows? There might be more in it by morning. I think I was right. It's a very fruity syrup. I think I was right that a gin old fashioned would be to go. Maybe one of my fruity gins, in fact. Yes, a fruity gin old fashioned. Okay, let's go. What's this one? Cerise, 40%. Yep, we're going with that. Bass and Flinders Cerise. Do. Do. What am I doing with that? Where's my jigger at? Do. I want cranberry bitters. This is going to be a very red drink. I've watched, actually, speaking of Mel Brooks and Is He Funny, has anyone watched History of the World Part 2, which is on the, well, it's on a few services. I know I almost put way too much syrup in. It's on Amazon Prime here in Australia. It's a very delayed sequel to his 80s movie, History of the World Part 1. It's just very broad sketch comedy. It's not terrible, but neither is it hugely funny. It's in half-hour episodes, and I've watched one. I'll probably watch a little bit more. Certainly got a reasonably big name cast to join in, which actually probably wasn't that difficult to get reasonably well-known people to be in Mel Brooks's History of the World Part 2. I mean, yeah, particularly if you paid them. That's all these Hollywood whores want, to get paid. Anyway. All right, so assuming this works out, and I think it has, I think I'll end up making a video for my cocktail channel on this somewhat unusual syrup. Rhubarb, well, I think it's probably easy to just call it spiced rhubarb syrup. All right, that's enough stirring. My rather red drink. That cranberry bitters, very red. And the gin, slightly red. And the syrup, orange. So ultimately, very red. That is nice. That is quite pleasant. Honestly, I might also make a whiskey old-fashioned with it. See what that is like. But I haven't done a gin old-fashioned for a while. It's quite nice. Oh, nice, Heine. Laundry day. I, as a creature of habit, still do mine on Saturdays. It's less necessary these days with working from home. You know, I could do it anytime just about, but just as I'm a creature of habit, I still do my laundry on Saturdays 9 times out of 10. Tell you what, this is a really interesting gin, this one. From out on the Mornington Peninsula. Ooh, it's got some fruit sediment in it. Just noticed. Juniper berries combined with lush, fragrant botanicals including hibiscus rosella, cherries, raspberries, and a hint of orange. Elegant pink gin reminiscent of Turkish delight. Single vineyard gin, a celebration of Victoria's unique terroir. Grapes are sourced from one vineyard, distilled into an eau de vie using centuries-old technique. Resulting spirit is vapor-infused with botanicals in small batches to produce a quality gin with smooth texture. They're saying have it neat on ice with tonic water. No, I'm having it as an old-fashioned. Thank you much. Oh, Abigail, because when I was working Monday to Friday, I didn't have time to do laundry Monday to Friday, so I'd do it on Saturday. And now I just keep doing it on Saturdays out of force of habit. Doesn't make an enormous amount of sense, quite honestly. But I mean, there'll be some, like particularly it's if I'm busy or if it's raining, I might do it later or earlier, all those things, yeah. So, honey, you have Thursday, Saturday, Sunday off. Okay. Get dried, everything Wednesday evening. Have kind of like weekend. Nice. Nice. My offspring are going to have to learn to do their own laundry. They can do their own laundry because there have been several times I went, do your own goddamn laundry, and they did it. But most of the time I have been doing their laundry. Yes, so I shall continue and have much less laundry to do because it'll just be mine. Mrs. Angry doesn't trust me to do hers, so she does it on her own. It's not so much she doesn't trust me to do the washing. It's just I kept getting stuff mixed up and putting her stuff with the offspring stuff, and she got annoyed, so she just said she'll do her own. I used to do all the laundry in the house. I did not deliberately do it badly. There is that stupid sort of man who deliberately does household chores badly, so their partner goes, "Oh, you're useless. I'll just do it." That's real fucko behavior. That was not what I did. I just accidentally did it in a way that was regarded as less than optimal. As I said, nothing wrong with my washing. It's just mixing it up when I was sorting it. So, I mean, I still had problems with my offspring because it's like about 80 to 90% of their wardrobe is obvious to me which one is which, not least because they're different sizes, but like 10 to 20% I can get confused. And it's, yeah. And that's because I guess my son has some flamboyant clothes, but they both have a habit of wearing huge hoodies and tracky pants. And they're just, both of them wear huge oversized hoodies and whatnot. And I get occasionally confused. And sometimes I get their socks mixed up. Oh, still on the laundry thing. In summer, I prefer to hang the washing on the line. In winter, I do hang it on racks inside over our heating vents because even a full day in winter, most of the time the laundry won't dry, so it's pointless hanging out. So yes, in winter, I am far more flexible and far less bothered. I missed the first part. How did I miss the first part? So another thing, work full time, put laundry during the week. No, all right, okay. Yeah, I don't. I was just literally never in the mood to do laundry in the evening. When I got home from work, I just didn't want to do laundry. And it was just always a weekend thing for me. But yes, in winter, by default, I hang laundry on drying racks over the heating vents. So it really doesn't matter what day you do that because it's just going to hang over the racks. Oh, there you go. Heine's got a method as well. Half outside, half on a horse directly under a ceiling fan. There you go. Everyone has their methods and styles. I don't know about anyone else, but with almost every task in life, I fall into a pattern. And if I get disrupted from that pattern, it's at least mildly traumatizing. It's why I do laundry on Saturday, just because I was doing laundry on Saturday, so I continue to do laundry on Saturday. That's why I stack the dishwasher a particular way, just because I stack a dishwasher a particular way. And things that interfere with the pattern. Absolutely. It's kind of like I also almost always put my keys and my glasses in the same place when I put them down. And on the occasions when I don't, I will often be completely at a loss as to where the fuck I put my glasses or my keys. Curious. 4 days of coding, you're always in a good mood. Yeah, see, well, there you go. We are very different. I was in the... I will cook, but I don't know, laundry was just a weekend thing to me. This is probably what I grew up with, even. Like, my mum washing the uniforms, school uniforms on the weekend. But so it's just a completely arbitrary thing for me. Yeah, literally no better explanation for why I do it than it's just how I do it. So it's just intriguing. I was looking at my old fashions. Do they look different at all? They got a little bit of sediment, which I think is maybe from the syrup and maybe from the barrel. Yeah, I think that. Oh, yeah. Now that I've disturbed the sediment, the one that was in the new barrel is definitely darker. Picked up some color from the new barrel because the barrels are charred on the inside. I know it's a very challenging concept. Uh, people being different, and I I actually can explain all my arbitrary choices, while at the same time uh, um, being completely okay with no one else understanding. Like with, I almost always do stack the dishwasher here. Sometimes Mrs. Angry does, and she will just do it completely differently to me. And I have said on occasion, this makes me think a crazy person stack the dishwasher. And she just goes, well, that's what I think when I see you stacking it. I went, yeah, of course you do. Because we do it differently and what we do makes sense. And then another person does something that's quite different. That person's obviously crazy. So I'm very cognizant of personal bias in that sort of thing. Yes, it's a funny one. Yep, I'm sorry. I just got distracted then because I started thinking of an old fashioned. I'm thinking of using my really mild whiskey that I like a lot, and this syrup flavor might come through. And I think I'll do a mix of orange and Angostura bitters. Put Angostura back down there. Okay. So am I the only one who saw Phrenology Vulva Lady on Twitter? Because she's fucking weird. Very fucking weird. People. What's wrong with them? So, what am I doing here? I'm going to look and see if there were any interesting news. Wow, did I not look at my mail today? Apparently not. Okay, Craft & Co. Biggest Easter sale. 20% off everything. Well, I just bought some things from them. Oh, they do wine, do they? They do. Oh, yeah, I know they have beer. Espresso rum teeny. That's fun. I got that. Artillery coffee rum liqueur. That's interesting. That's not what I got because I don't like coffee. Oh dear. Audible trying to get me down. So I'm almost finished Dracula. Look at you after something. What? Oh, you're right. Yes. Sorry, we did Eto takeaway for the sole purpose that we all wanted more than one meal out of it. And Eto is good for giving you a serve that is several meals. And I was even more restrained than I normally am. On other occasions, I've got pizza and a pasta, and it's like 3 or 4 meals in the end. I thought, no, I'll just stick with pizza this time. 2 meals. Not sponsored. Should be, though. But yes, I've been listening to Audible's dramatic reading of Dracula. I've probably mentioned this before, but if you're not familiar with it, Bram Stoker's Dracula is written in the style of diary entries and letters and newspaper articles. Like, it's not written like modern fiction would be written. It's all first-person entries. And they have a different actor reading each character, which is quite interesting, actually. And they're all good readers. A couple of them well-known, Tim Curry and another dude who's well-known, name escapes me. But I don't know if anyone remembers the 90s movie, the Francis Ford Coppola directed movie, Bram Stoker's Dracula, which they trumpeted was, true to the spirit of the original. It friggin' is. It's not identical, but it's incredible how closely they adhered to it. Like the one big difference is there's no Mina and Vlad romance in the book, and that was a central thing in the movie, which I actually think was a very good part of the movie. So, yeah, I've just been going, oh wow, that's exactly a movie. Like, because most Dracula movies have not got a goddamn thing to do with Bram Stoker's book. But yeah, that one actually did. Oh, Chris, a recommendation. Silver Ships audiobooks. Yes. Okay. I will try to remember that one. I have actually been getting into a couple of series, and I've kind of got a bit of an urge to work through the series that I'm listening to first before starting another one. But thank you very much for that tip. The Silver Ships. Actually, you know what? So I don't forget it. I'm going to get my Audible and maybe bookmark it or something. I had my phone on charge over here. Don't know why I'm so worried about that, because I'm not going anywhere. Working from home again tomorrow. Okay, let's have a look. Audible. Oh, I'm into the last 13 minutes. I must be about to kill Dracula. Jesus Christ, Chris. 20 plus books, 2 spin-offs. Okay, no, I'm going to look it up. Okay, I'm going to look it up. Silver Ships. The Silver Ships by S.H. Juka. Juka? Silver Ships. Book 1. Narrated by Grover Gardner. 10 hours, 27 minutes. Very highly rated. Explorer tug captain Alex Racine detects a damaged alien craft drifting into the system. Recognizing a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make first contact, Alex pulls off a daring maneuver to latch onto the derelict. Alex discovers the ship was attacked by an unknown craft, the first of its kind ever encountered. The mysterious Silver Ship's attack was both instant and deadly. What unfolds is a story of the descendants of 2 Earth colony ships with very different histories, meeting 700 years after their founding and uniting to defend humanity from the Silver Ships. Interesting. Is there a bookmark function on here, or remember me? Oh, there's a wish list. Okay. I'll try and remember that. There you go. Thank you, Chris. Spoilers. Back of the book. I'm sorry. I'm a real trailer person. And it's very hard for trailers for either TV shows or movies to not be spoilery as well. Some are more egregious than others, but I watch a fuck ton of trailers on YouTube. It's a little bit odd when I think about it. I'm spending my free time watching ads voluntarily. But I like to get a vibe for what's coming up. Oh, sorry, I spoiled. Well, I'm not at the ending. I'm assuming they kill him. I'm just guessing. I spoiled the ending that they killed Dracula. I'm just guessing they killed Dracula. He's been fucking with him the whole time. It's actually... I honestly think it holds up really well. Something that's written, I don't know, 150 years ago or something. I forget how long ago it was written. Oh, I am getting through my Watkins whiskey. So, Chris, you think you saw all of Shazam 2 in the trailer? And because they put out so many trailers as well, when they put out like 3 trailers, it's like, Jesus Christ, you're showing us a lot of the movie. What was the one that just felt like they told you literally everything in the movie? It was a horror suspense one called The Black Phone. And I watched the trailer and I'm like, I swear to fucking God, you just told me the entire movie. Which is, particularly egregious with a suspense horror movie to tell you everything that's going to happen. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. All right, tip that back in. That is the syrup, not the whiskey. Do not want, man, this is good syrup though. Do not want 2 ounces of syrup. All right. Do. Do. I'm putting that down and then getting some whiskey because I like whiskey. And putting that in. What ABV is this Watkins whiskey? Single malt. %. Okay. Und now the bitters. The orange bitters. Yes, Megaleech, it'd be more accurate to say, I don't want to drink a whole thing of syrup again, having accidentally done it a while back. And it took far too long for my stupid monkey brain to work out what I'd done. Not my proudest moment, quite honestly. Gonna chill that down and decide whether this syrup is better in a gin old-fashioned or a whiskey old-fashioned. Some whiskey business. Oh, the whiskey. Okay, it's good. It's not overpowering the whiskey. The whiskey's coming through really nicely. There's real fruitiness. Ooh. Now I'm really hard pressed to decide which one I like the most, because I like them both. It's interesting. Like, I chose my mild whiskey. They come together as there is actually a slightly bitter aftertaste, which again might be at the amount of bitters I put in, to be fair, because the bloody pour on that orange bitters is thirked, and I might have overcompensated and put too much in. Not tonight. I will not be making another one tonight. Hey, Justin, how you doing? Another night, Thursday night, maybe? I might make an old-fashioned with this syrup and a much stronger whiskey. I should maybe even try a rum old-fashioned. I've done gin, done whiskey. Maybe rum? What's inspecting tomorrow? Are you leaving a place or moving into a place? As I was saying earlier, my offspring are moving on Friday. And I'm going to take over their bedrooms quick fucking smart. So yes, I will sometime, possibly as soon as next week, possibly not, we'll see, but possibly as soon as next week, I'll be streaming from another room. We shall see. It's going to be swings and roundabouts, because there's going to be a number of things good about having that sort of designated room to do the streams from. I think I will miss the convenience of the kitchen, ice and water, and just the fridge and all the. I'm almost definitely not actually switch from almost definitely. I am definitely moving all the bottles of booze into that room. But I'll probably miss the convenience of the water and the ice. Oh, you're getting a routine inspection by the agent. Oofed. Yeah, we haven't had one. They'll probably ask for one of those sometime in the next couple of months. Ugh, to clean up when they do that. Such a drag. But I got to put some serious thought into my bar, because I am definitely setting up a bar in that room. Might eventually go to the whole thing where there's some easy chairs in there and be like a speakeasy bar.
There's a marker.
Huh. That'd be the other thing. No more fridge ninja after. As of next week. Be a thing of the past. Everything's changing. Oh, nice, Justin. An NDIS funded cleaner. Legend. I like it. Thought you were getting an ice cream. There. All right. I am now of the opinion this syrup is not particularly suited to a whiskey old fashioned. It's much better in the fruity gin old fashioned. I think it might be better still in a tropical drink because it's quite fruity. But I think I will still try it with a probably much stronger whiskey and with a rum. We shall see. Da-da-da-da. So I have this other syrup, which I fucked up. I left it on the stove and forgot it was there, and it caramelized. It wasn't a disaster, but it is a little bit burnt. And I want to try and remake that one and not fucking burn it like a fucking idiot. So we'll see how that goes. Because, when my plan relies on me not being a goddamn idiot, that's a pretty high risk, quite honestly. That's that is taking a real risk. That's right. I hadn't looked at my email, I just realized. What else are they recommending? All these things. Best sellers. It's like, okay, so if you subscribe, Audible actually gives you one free book a month. And they always put their free book on, oh, it's popular, it's a bestseller, it's trending, it's because it's fucking free. I don't know. I just find it kind of intelligence insulting. Shop Prime exclusive deals. Expedited delivery. Yes. Oh, God, my CPAP machine's spamming me, saying you should pay for a new one. Ad for bars in the city. Bars that I would actually like to go to. What's this cocktail? I'm missing in action. Gin, peach, passion fruit, amaro, lemon, raspberry, egg white. An old-fashioned can be served blazed and hot or chilled over a super rock. I'd actually be, if someone's going like, oh, we'll do a set your drink on fire if you like, I'd be hard-pressed to resist. Very hard-pressed to resist. Because it's just kind of cool. People setting drinks on fire. Oh, Costco wanting to sell me things. T-shirts. I don't wear T-shirts anymore. I haven't unsubscribed from them. Dan's. Yeah, I don't actually need any more booze, Dan's. That's okay. Oh, yes, I booked date night. I've got a confirmation. Nice. Ooh, Japanese whiskey sale. See, I'm not into I want to get in. Do I want to get into Japanese whiskey? I don't know. Not for $250 a bottle. Not for $900. Not for $1,200 a bottle. Not for $1,500 a bottle. Good Lord. Oh, $3,500 for a bottle. Good Lord. Good Lord. Honestly, you know what I'd do? If I won Lotto, I would probably do stupid shit like do stupid shit with buy really expensive spirits and then use them in cocktails, which would just drive people crazy. And even just do shit actually to really fuck with people. Like get, one of these absurdly expensive bottles of whiskey and then just go, what it was like with Coke. Just have people go, no. Yes, Chris, you got me interested in books and I forgot I was checking my email. Yes. Oh, nice. Justin, you got merit listed. Nice. Moving towards permanent. Heine, monogramming angry cocktails and Hawaiian shirts. That would be comparatively easy to do. Not really thinking about merch at the moment, but it's a good idea. I like your thinking, young felony lad. All right. Ooh, a thing from Steve the bartender. Popcorn bourbon cocktail from Kevin Koss. From Cara Devine. Fat wash your spirits. Heat your choice of fat or oil until it melts. Add it to a lidded container with a spirit. Infuse for 3 to 4 hours. Freeze for 2 to 3 hours. Skim the fat off the top and strain through a cheesecloth. Bottle it, store it, fridge. There's some freaking coconut oil in the fridge. I was wondering. Oh, actually, I definitely want to do that. I just thought I need to coconut infuse some of my white rum. That's a project. I might do that. Because it's going to be better than fucking Malibu. Now, I opened that browser just to look at news headlines, but then I realized I hadn't checked my email all day, and there were like 20 emails there. Wanted to see what it is. Yes, Justin, people do keep alcohol as an investment. And if you know what you're doing, it's actually a reasonably safe bet that it'll appreciate. we want to big bone the spirits. No, it's just saying. I mean, okay. Again, speaking as a fat bastard, it's owning it. It's just literally, and I appreciate that you're making a joke and you're not at all serious. So I'm not admonishing you, but it's celebrating fat. It's not shaming fat. It is absolutely celebrating fat and the contribution it makes to this world of ours. I have done bacon fat washed whiskey, and it's pretty fucking good, quite honestly. Plus, then you also get the fat that's whiskey infused, which is great for cooking with. But I'm definitely going to do coconut oil because we've got this coconut oil that solidifies at room temperature. I'm going to melt that and mix it with some rum. And do it. Okay. So, Justin, great question. What's better to invest in, alcohol or art? Look into it a bit. The art world, particularly modern art, is a tax dodging scam by really rich people. It's actually phenomenal what they do, and how it's not criminal, I don't know. But it's just basically, this is a short version of what they do. They buy a piece by an upcoming artist, and maybe it's quite expensive. Maybe it's tens of thousands of dollars. So they buy a piece from an upcoming artist, and then they pay a completely honest valuer to say, oh, for insurance purposes and nudge wink tax purposes, can you value this painting? And the valuer then values the painting at somewhere between 10 and 100 times what the rich person paid for it. And then so then they have an official thing saying this is what it's worth. And then they're in a jurisdiction where you get a tax dodge by donating art to a gallery. And you don't even have to give it to them. It just has to be long-term loan. So they bought a painting for $20,000. They loan it to a gallery with a valuation attached of $1.5 million. And then on their tax return, they get a $1.5 million tax write-off for charitably giving this to a art gallery. And there's another dodge, which was actually kind of mentioned in that unusual movie Tenet, where the stuff is just kept in storage forever. It's very weird, but an enormous chunk of the modern art market is a colossal fucking scam for really rich people. So you and I don't have the wherewithal to invest in art in any meaningful way. Now, the alcohol investment market has actually been rife with fraud. There has been a lot of frauds around that. Not good at all. But yes, if in theory, if you know the right alcohols to buy and you keep them correctly, and you, again, to get started, you have to be able to put tens of thousands of dollars in it. You have to put tens of thousands of dollars into it. And in all probability, if you know what to buy, it will appreciate. Okay, so Dr. Abigail, Will just walked in, tax the poor, lower teachers' wages, evict single mothers, as if you shout to eat the poor. Well, that's certainly a view on the world. I'm not taking the bait. But all right, I'm going to put a couple bottles back so I don't knock anything over. This gin and this whiskey, we put them away. Oofed. Okay, so you go there. And you go there. And all is well in the world. Do I have any interesting sodas in here? Yes, I do. And I might even take a toilet break. I haven't done that for a while. Take a little break. Put a short video, some blast from the past on, while I take a toilet break. That sounds like fun. All right, what do we got? Me. Okay, that's very weird. Let me see. Oh, this is a fun sounding video on YouTube. Illegal psychedelic festival in the Australian outback, aka Bush Doof. My videos. No, I don't want that. I want my channel. Because then I can go in there, find a video from long ago that I maybe haven't played for a while. Oh, God, I could play this campaign advice from John McCain, but I don't know if anyone would remember the context. He was running against Obama, and whenever he tried to smile, he looked like a fucking monster. I think it's like I'm rushing. That's a 2-minute video. I mean, I can pee and wash my hands in 2 minutes. Ooh, there's a video where I show off gross wisdom teeth I had pulled out. Oh, the stupid people fuck everything about them video. That's nice. That's 2 minutes. That puts a bit of pressure on me to get back here in 2 minutes. But it's a good fun video. All right. So, Chris, there are services where you can buy shares and I'll cash them out. Yes, Chris, I've seen those ads, and I'm almost sure they're scams. Oh, sorry, I should have known Dr. Abigail with the love of medical horror would want to see my gross wisdom teeth. Like the year of showing it. Yeah, no, I'm almost sure those art trading things are scams. I have seen them. Okay. Dr. Abigail wants to see my gross wisdom teeth from 14 years ago. Oh, so it's not even what? Oh, wow. Yeah, my face looks okay. Who the fuck is this extremely young person? Me from 14 years ago. Okay, so I'll show this. We'll go full screen. So very low res. And I don't need to be here. And I'll switch my microphone off and I'll press play.
G'day viewers. Apologies if you can't understand me at the moment. I can't really talk properly. I've just had 2 wisdom teeth taken out. And I'm still biting down on the gauze to stop the bleeding, and my lips and mouth are still numb as well. So it might be really hard to understand me. In terms of making angry videos, well, I'm in a pretty shitty mood at the moment. I don't really feel like shouting. So I thought I'd gross you out, and don't say you weren't warned, because I'm about to show the wisdom teeth. And as I look at it, I went and cleaned them up for you. I was going to show them to you covered in blood and everything. But even I thought that was too gross. But this is what got pulled out of me. I'm going to give you some close-ups. They're both from the top. The little twisty roots they have. I might even take a picture in high res and insert that. We'll see. Look, see that? That must be a bit of my jaw wedged between the roots. That would be the bit that made me go, yeah, when he was doing it. Even though I was drugged out, this is the bigger one. It's a bit grosser and has a bit more of my jaw stuck between the roots. Ew. Yeah, even though I was drugged out the wazoo, there was a moment as he's leveraging with his freaking crowbar in there to get them out that I went, ah, just for a minute. was actually really quick. It was amazingly undramatic. But yes, I'm feeling a bit subdued, and I'm shooting this on my phone just for fun to see what the quality is like. I can even edit and do effects on the phone, but I'm doing this all in one shot. So another day, I might try and shoot a whole edited video with effects on the phone. But for today, I'm just going to test out the quality. You never know when this might come in handy. So I hope that grossed out your day, because I'm having a pretty crappy day that I wanted to inflict on other people. At least I didn't take out the blood-covered gauze and spit that at you. When I changed that, that was really gross. So count your lucky stars. See ya.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know if you noticed, it wasn't your imagination. That I was shooting that on a Nokia from memory, and the audio slid out of sync over the course of that just couple minutes. It's quite low res, but yes, I actually still have those teeth. I have a little jar of teeth. Some are mine, and some of my offspring's baby teeth. So I've got a little jar of teeth. Yeah, pretty gross, because the roots were twisted a bit. So when it got reefed out, they pulled out bits of jaw as well. Bits of jaw stuck between the roots. Ugh. Big fucking hole in my jaw when those were ripped out. I've had teeth taken out on both the bottom and the top, actually. It's great. In fact, on the bottom, I didn't have to have the wisdom teeth taken out, because I had other molars that were gross and infected and rotten, and they had to be extracted. So the wisdom teeth had room to come in. On the top, I didn't lose any teeth on the top. So when the wisdom teeth came in, I was advised to get them ripped out. And so I did. So those would have been from the top. Actual wisdom teeth from the top. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, 14 years ago, I think that was. Jesus. Like, again, like, probably the trippiest thing for me is people who were watching me when they were teenagers and are now in their 30s. That's weirder than how old I am. I'm completely fine with how old I am, but how old some of my viewers got, that's weird. Like I said, again, pre the whole YouTube thing is just so hard to imagine that sort of situation where someone's watching things you created, and they, watch them for a long time, and yeah, they go from being kids to adults, middle-aged even. It's weird, quite honestly. It is weird. So, that's our world right now. Yep, it's a funny old thing, the old YouTube and being on there for such a long time. So I just look at my most viewed video. I think I want to put the John McCain one on, actually, because it's fun. Because that's or an extremely stupid Larry King thing I did. It's only 40 seconds. I think I should do the extremely stupid Larry King thing I did. It was just this really weird video that I decided to make fun of. Oh, Chris, getting close to the big 4-0. Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. Time keeps moving on. Jesus Christ, I'm not that far off having a 6 at the start of mine. Jesus. So that's a whole thing. Again, it is. I'm assuming everyone from every generation felt like this, but it feels quite unreal to me. But look, I'm going to put this one on. I'll just full screen it and put it on.
Hey, Larry, everyone loves Anderson and they hate you. I hate you guys. You guys are so mean to me. I hate you. I got you guys back. Yeah, I cut that one. Larry, you sure that was just a fart, man? That smells pretty bad. Oh, you think it's worse than a fart? It smells way worse than a fart, Larry. We think you've taken it a bit too far here. Yeah. Why don't you go get someone to come in here and clean this up? Because I'm pretty sure I shit my pants here. Okay, can you get someone to fix that up for me? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Oh, that feels bad. Oh my God.
So that was something. Larry King said something, when it wasn't going live to air, but the cameras were still rolling, where he was shitting on Anderson Cooper. And so I just did that silly thing. Oh, Chris, you have one good knee and one bad knee. Good for you. I have 2 bad knees, quite honestly. So yeah, that's just like random shit I used to do. And, that's another one from Christ. When did that go? When did that go live? June 2007. So that is coming. Oh my God. That's coming up on 16 years ago. Jesus. Oh my God. That video is just about to have a sweet 16. Oh, nice. You have 2 kidneys. Nice. Nice. Ugh. But again, YouTube. I feel like I should just do some really quite stupid shit. Probably as shorts. Seeing YouTube's pushing them so much at the moment, and I can spit out 60-second videos pretty quick. I can spit out videos pretty quick. I might do one on vulva phrenology lady, because it's very weird. Justin, you were still in high school 16 years ago, going to a reunion in May. Dude, I don't even want to know the number of my next reunion, but it's next year, and it would be a 40th. Jesus. No way am I going. No way. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's not like I have a lot of contact with anyone from the old school days. And here's the thing: if I go back to Dubbo, and people who've stayed living in Dubbo or in the country, they look old as fuck, because the sun and the lack of humidity there just fucking ages people. I remember that in my 30s, being back in Dubbo and seeing someone who was younger than me, who looked old as fuck. Like they were wrinkly. They were wrinkly motherfuckers. And me staying out of the sun has kept my youthful complexion. Ugh. Justin, you reckon I should go? I literally would not recognize anyone. No one would recognize me. No one looks what they looked like as a teenager 40 years later. Just it doesn't work like that. Ugh. Thanks, Chris. I'm glad my videos helped your sanity. becoming politically aware. Yeah. And honestly, like, I suppose it's like the first 5 years of YouTube where, I had a bit of a profile before I kind of gave up on the whole thing. I mean, I kept making videos, but I gave up on trying to be big on YouTube. But yeah, the first 5 years I had a bit of profile. It was less fucking psycho and toxic than it is now. Like, I actually had a video that I made where people were saying, like, oh, these guys are Nazis, they should be banned from YouTube. And I made a video saying, no, don't ban the Nazis, just counteract them and say the same. Because I never conceived of hard right fascism going mainstream. I just thought, these are just some fucking dweebs. Let's just mock them. But I never conceived of how these years later, like, hard right fascism would go fucking mainstream and be a literal threat to life to so many people. So I completely recant everything I said in that video, because I didn't think Nazis were an actual existential threat at that point, and they have subsequently proved to be just phenomenally dangerous to anyone they regard as not them. So yes, I disavow my video where I said, don't kick the Nazis off YouTube. Now I'm like, yes, kick the Nazis off all public forums, because they are literally threatening the lives of people. Oh yes, things like Stephen Conroy flat out lying. Yeah. Yeah, no, while being quite pro-Labor, Stephen Conroy was a piece of shit. I did not like Stephen Conroy. He lied about a bunch of stuff, like trying to introduce censorship onto the internet, and all of his logic and reasoning was faulty. And it was just blatant falsehoods. He's such a shithead. Chris, you're a sweet summer child. Well, that'll change, didn't it? Yeah, but the world turns, we change. The only thing permanent is change, as the philosophers say. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm making a little bit of an assumption that there is a philosopher somewhere who said that. It feels like something someone said. What the fuck? Just randomly got a toothache. Weird. I think someone had a voodoo doll off me. That's what it felt like. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Oh, I believe you, Dr. Abigail, that you're eternal. Suppose I was. Yes, I suppose there's an asterisk next to pretty much everything I say. Like, that's my view. Your mileage may vary. Because we all experience things differently, and we are really only capable of understanding our own experience. And it's difficult enough understanding our own experiences, but we certainly can't understand someone else's. We can empathize with other people. We can listen to other people, but you can't truly understand. It'll still be the thing that will forever do my head in when you realize you, A, have no real idea of how people see you and how your behavior and physical appearance and everything else comes across to people, and B, you can't change it. You can't control it. You can change how people perceive you. You can't control how people perceive you, and that's fucking weird. That idea that and it's disturbing that some people don't conceive of this. You have your little bubble that's your perception of you and everything around you, but nobody shares that. a lot of people may be very similar. A lot of people may be very similar with their perception of you and the world in general, but they're not the same. And I think the worst sort of humans are the ones Aidsy used to call the bubble people. And so I thought of it when I said bubble, that because we are all in a bubble of varying sizes, but you get people who are in this bubble who completely lack the ability to understand anything and anyone exists outside their bubble. They believe their existence, their experiences, their views, their wants and needs are the absolute reality, and there is nothing else to be considered. Those people are fucking dangerous. And there's a lot of them. Oh, Justin, I think, yeah. I think we've all laughed at something that we later realized was just shitty and cruel and hurtful to someone who doesn't deserve to be hurt. I fucking know I did. I think anyone who says they never did is probably still lacking the self-awareness to honestly assess what they've done. But again, there's a core thing to comedy that's about surprise, and honestly, there is a very long history of laughing at someone else's misfortune, going back to clowning, medieval theatre, commedia dell'arte, where characters who do and say stupid things and have bad things happen to them so the audience can laugh at them. It is almost an innate human thing to want to see bad things happen to someone else, so you feel a bit better about yourself, and it's a bit of a distraction. Yeah, so comedy, it's for bastards. Comedians, they're the worst. Chris, in 2023, you can engage an agency to help your brand perceive. There are certainly a shit ton of people. That's their entire job. Oh, look, again, Justin, laughing at the misfortune of Nazis is always funny. Punching Nazis is always justified. Fuck anyone who says otherwise. There is a brilliant routine by the comedian. Now I'm trying to remember. It's one of the guys from Fear. Yes, it's Armor Rahman. It's one of the guys from Fear of a Brown Planet, where he's got a little routine where he says, "Is it really okay to punch Nazis?" And he goes, "Of course the fuck it is." And it's weird where you get someone who says, "Oh, if you start punching Nazis, what's next?" He goes, "I don't know, punch another Nazi." And when people get all worked up about it, he goes, "Who the fuck made you, Nazi occupational health and safety officer? Why are you so fucking worried about them?" It's just ridiculous. Yes, Mel Brooks. I was going to do that Mel Brooks quote too, Dr. Abigail. He said, "Tragedy's when I cut my finger. Comedy's when you walk into an open sewer and die." Yeah. Oh no, Megalich got ghost pain from watching Wisdom Teeth. It can be, yeah. Talking about and showing imagery of any sort of medical thing can have quite an impact, can be very evocative and make people feel that phantom pain. There's a whole bunch of things that I have a visceral reaction to when someone talks about it or you see it or whatever. And I just sort of go, oh, and it's like, because there's this thing where it's going, no, I kind of know what that feels like, or I can imagine what that feels like. And having a really visceral reaction to that. It's like, it's not good. Oh God, now I've got Dr. Abigail in the mood for more medical gore. Oh well. least you got the internet. Like I've mentioned before, friends of mine in the pre-internet days used to go to the state library and get all the medical textbooks and forensic medicine, and they just find really weird, fucked up pictures. And they really enjoyed telling people what they found. And they go, do you want to come with me next time? And pretty much everyone would be like, no, I don't. Yeah, just they'd find textbooks that had pictures from accidents, from surgeries, decomposition of corpse, and they were just like, oh man, there was this one, and that was hanging off, and that was ripped open, and that was dangling, and it's just like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? I'm sure they got on some sort of watch list, because this was like state library. You'd have to, they'd look up in the catalog system and just go to the, you know, like, I want book XYZ, and they're like, okay, and then they would just keep getting these fucked up. I guess they could bluff and say they were medical students. Yes, I do remember when you wanted to show the stream lots of pictures from the Medical Gore subreddit. Oy. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Well, I'm also fascinated by what's that phobia some people have, like if they see a bunch of little holes in something, it freaks them out. They have this phobia of it happening to them. And so there are lots of photos in there, and it's like Photoshop, where they superimpose these various things that have holes on them onto humans, on, you know, whether it's on their face or their body. I know there's a particular seed pod that after all the seeds are gone, it's got this big sort of dried flower with all these holes where the seeds have come up. And yes, that's it. Trypophobia. I've seen that one used a lot to freak people out. Photoshopping this dried seed pod thing onto human bodies, so it looks like there's a bunch of holes, like as if, you know, had maggots go into them. And I don't have the phobia. It is gross. It is gross to Photoshop things like that. I don't have yes. Oh wow, and hardly surprising, Dr. Abigail knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's lotus seed pods. It is. It's lotus seed pods. Omega Leech knows trypophobia as well. Yes. But yes. Yes, I have seen a bunch of truly disturbing Photoshops, those things. But I mean, just you should get there's like mobile apps where you can simulate. Oh, you wanted, I remember we had this conversation. You actually want something that's really tactile. And yeah, that sounds like a $1 million idea. Something that's like tactile, like a human face or a limb or something, that you pump stuff into it and friggin' pimples happen and you can pop them and squeeze it. That's, if you could make that happen, that's probably $1 million idea. Simulated pimple popping on a physical tactile thing. As absolutely horrifying and disgusting as that is, I feel like you would make a fortune if you could actually build a physical thing to do that, because there are a stupid number of mobile apps that visually simulate it, but of course you don't have the tactile element. And it's all about the tactile element. I mean, but you know, surely all you need is poor people. They're bound to have all sorts of things that you could. God, I think I just heard a Discord alert. I have this horrifying feeling it's something very bad. Oh, Dr. Abigail actually found a toy. It's a simulated pimple, blackhead popper. It's in the shape of a nose, and you fill it with stuff, and then you squeeze it. The official pimple popping toy, Pop It Pow, with refillable Pimple Plus. It was on Shark Tank. Of course it was on Shark Tank. See? Okay, so in my ignorance, I didn't know it already exists. But in my perceptiveness, I knew you could make a successful product out of it. Oh, and there are all sorts of ones in the shape of an ear. There's Zitheads by Toysmith. It's not quite the same thing. Satisfyingly squishy and oh so gooey. Okay. Wowzers. Okay. Okay. That's a whole thing. Most repulsive children's toy this Christmas. Pimple Popper. Pop It Pal. Goodness me. I am now completely disgusted in humans that exists. Oh, that was Megaleech. Sorry. I just assumed it was you, Dr. Abigail. I didn't look at it. It was Megaleech. Well, there you go. Like I said, in my ignorance, I didn't know it existed, but in my perceptiveness, I knew you could make a product that people would want. My God. Okay. Jesus Christ. Sorry, now I'm traumatized by that. Ugh. I'm sorry. Sorry. Now I'm just sitting here being traumatized by the pimple popping toys, the physical pimple popping toys that are just a fucking nightmare. Dr. Abigail needs it now. Yeah. Yep. Oh, wait. Okay. So, edit layout. Sorry, there are some new features on dynamic camera grid. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's new. I actually don't know what you're seeing. Camera. Playing with this. Lay back, move, forward, duplicate. All right. I'm not sure if you saw anything funny while I was doing that. Yep. What am I doing? I'm fiddling with stuff. There's new features on StreamYard that I've never really tried out. The one thing I want is to be able to put the consolidated chat into the main window. That's like one thing I really want to be able to do. Now, admittedly, I've never gone onto StreamYard's forums and said, hey, you should do this, because I'm too goddamn lazy. But I'm really amazed they don't have it as a default, quite honestly, to just be able to have the consolidated chat here. So, because Twitch does it, Twitch lets you do that shit. I don't know why StreamYard doesn't. So then when people are watching from different platforms, they know who I'm talking to. But, you know, whatevs. So, Megali, are you saying you actually got one of those pimple poppers from Kmart? Oh, good Lord. What a disturbing concept. Wanted to do that, then got over it. You were gearing. Oh, okay. Yeah, look, honestly, another time we might do a tech support on this laptop. I was preoccupied with other things last time I was at your place, but yeah, maybe another time. But I'm just worried that you'll set up something that's fantastic and technical, and I'll forget how it works, much like I did with Voice Meter. Just completely forgot how it worked and lacked the emotional wherewithal to put any effort into understanding it, which is absolutely a failing on my part, not the software's part. I want a little drink of water before going to. I don't think I'll even have soda. I think I'll just have some water. Some water. I still haven't tried my sake. Someone gave me sake a couple of months ago. I haven't opened it. Tried it. I like someone has a cocktail recipe called for sake's sake. So it just looks like for sake's sake. Oh, yeah, water. That's good. That is good. Looks a lordy. Right, now I've got a bunch of fucking windows open. Oh, wait, I never looked at these other cocktails. So I probably want to do a Hunter because it's just an old-fashioned with lots of cherry liqueur. An M&M. What's an M&M? Montenegro and Mezcal. It's just equal parts Montenegro and Mezcal. So it's like a variation on a Manhattan, basically. So Montenegro, wow, Montenegro Mezcal created by Marco Montefiore. So M&M made an M&M. Yeah, popularized by Robert Kruger at employees, Robert Kruger at Employees Only, New York. So popular is this 50-50 mix of Montenegro and Mezcal served straight up. As a shot among bartenders, the drinks gained the nickname Manager's Meeting. People keep coming up with M&M things for it. That's not a fucking shot, though. But I mean, 50-50 in a shot. So that if you're doing it in a shot, that would be 15 mils and 15 mils, not 40 mils and 40 mils. Oof. That is a challenging drink there. As a sipper, 40 mils of Amaro Montenegro and 40 mils of Mezcal. That's a challenging drink. Passion fruit margarita. Well, I'm imagining that's pretty fucking straightforward. Passion fruit, tequila, triple sec lime. Yeah, of course that's all it is. A rum swizzle. Rum, falernum, lime, lemon, brown sugar syrup. Yeah, that's pretty simple. The ultima palabra. Another last word riff. Mezcal, chartreuse, maraschino, pineapple juice, lime juice. The ultima palabra. Last word in Espanol. Noise. Noise indeed. That is noise. Was that Catherine Kennedy say it's noise? It's unusual. Well, I don't know. We've sort of swung through most of 2 hours. Struggling. I have to look. Oh, yes. Labor now actually looks like being a minority government in New South Wales. It now looks like they're not going to have an outright majority. Victorian Liberal leader John Pasuto says MP Moira Deeming has not made a good start to her suspension. Suspended her. She appeared to walk back condemnation of organisers of a controversial rally. Suspended for 9 months over involvement with the Nazi rally. Mr. Pasuto wanted to expel her, but then proposed a suspension. She agreed to condemn social media posts. But then she appeared to reject the opposition claim that she... Mr. Pasuto said her social media statement saying she didn't condemn anyone will be scrutinised in the party room. Not after a good start. Party room will be very seriously concerned if she doesn't prove herself. It's just like the Victorian Liberals are so fucked. Oh, it's so desperate. But they do at least seem to have twigged that this slide further and further to the right is just no good for them. Which is why this fuckwit transphobe who seemed actually excited that Nazis were on the rally, that they're trying to do something about it. Are there any other fun news stories? Steam Deck alternatives? Warning for Australian Google users. Developers discovered 8 high-risk bugs that could be exploited by cybercriminals. Older versions of Chrome are susceptible. Older versions of everything are susceptible. Let me see my settings. About Chrome. Oh, it's actually updating as I do this. Okay. Well, that was surprising. I'm not doing the stream from Chrome. So if it does a restart, that's not a thing. Nearly up to date relaunch. Oh, actually, I might as well just fucking do it because I'm not using it for the stream. Oh, and it kept all the tabs. There you go. Good on you, Chrome. I have to do that on my other PCs as well. Sorry, I'm just looking if there are any fun news stories. Okay, this is an interesting idea. Use ChatGPT for these mundane tasks. Okay, what does someone reckon we should do it for? This reckons grammar is correct. Write in full sentences. I told ChatGPT I was a 7-year-old child asked to help me write a thank you note to my aunt for a gift I didn't like. ChatGPT come through. Thank you so much for the sweater you gave me for my birthday. It's really nice of you to pick out a gift for me. Even though the sweater wasn't my most favorite thing ever, I still think it's cool that you thought of me. Can't wait to wear the sweater and show everyone how nice my auntie is. Thank you for me. Okay, that's actually fucked. Sending a note to an acquaintance about a death in the family. Dear X, I was deeply saddened to hear about the loss of your mother. Please know my thoughts and prayers are with you and your family during this difficult time. Mother was a wonderful person. Okay. Whatevers. Sorry, talking about a real world case where a nurse got a 5% raise for their whole department with the help of a chat GPT generated letter. We started, I'm writing to discuss an important matter regarding our department's compensation. Just has a bit of ring if you're a boss than a more straightforward sentiment like, fuck you, pay me. Oh, yes, I did see that thing about Linus Tech Tips lost control of his account because a staff member opened a file called something. They'd chosen to hide the extension. Showed as something PDF. Screensaver file treated as an exe. Yeah. Did they get their channel back? Because I know it was quite bad, like everything being deleted or something. God damn. Shit can fuck up so easily. But it's like I use ChatGPT. Twice I've asked ChatGPT to write particular scripts for a video for my cocktail channel. And I quite liked what it came up with. I wouldn't use it word for word, but it really got me off to a flying start. Both of them, by the way, were videos shitting on vodka and saying that vodka is a garbage cocktail ingredient. Work from home endures, defying pushback from bosses like Daimon. Who's Daimon? Some US cities, number of job postings for remote-friendly roles is hitting a record high and trending higher. JP Morgan chases Jamie Dimon. He said working from home doesn't work for younger staff of managers face up. Again, it's fucking horseshit. Every argument against working from home is fucking horseshit. Absolute fucking garbage. It's redonkulous. Oh, so Dr. Abigail, you watched the Linus Tech Tips as it happened. Shit with cray. Yeah, oof. It's just so easy for shit to go wrong. Oh, I don't know. Recipe for roast lamb. I don't really want that. Will ChatGPT take your job and millions of others? It's definitely going to change the world to a significant degree. ChatGPT struggles with Wordle puzzles, which says a lot about how it works. Again, it works in particular ways, and so it doesn't work in other ways. Beer stories. I don't care about beer. Oh god, I like every time, like when I go through, like I'm like going through Google News headlines, and they'll have a cluster of headlines, and it's always about Harry and Meghan, the British royal family. I just, I want to have that psychic power that makes people's heads explode, and I want to do it to the people who put those articles together, the people who thought it was a good idea to publish them, and just keep making heads explode till no one publishes articles like that. Chris, remote workout numbers are misleading. Every remote job you've looked at recently turns out to be hybrid. Most talk about negotiating hybrid after probation, using it to get applicants. Yeah. And the number of people I've seen report on that's like, oh yeah, like it said it was remote, and then I interviewed and they said it wasn't, and I'm like, okay, so you're starting with a lie. Fuck you, I'm out. So, Dr. Abigail, you were abreast of the Linus things as it was happening. Chat on float plane was mad. Memes were golden. Well, every cloud has a silver lining. Bad situation, but there were some good memes. So, It's not all bad. Sorry, I'm going to eat my cherry. Come here, you cheeky cherry. Oh yeah, Chris. I think I did several Wanga Fats on the British royal family back in the day. But nothing compared to how I feel about this psychotic obsession global media had with the Harry and Meghan. Fuck off. Just fuck off. You people are a fucking disease. I hate it so much. Okay, I hadn't heard that, but I agree it kind of sounds funny. Trying to fix things while stark naked. That does sound pretty good. Someone found a $250,000 gold nugget. Oh, that's a bit of a find. Career coach shares 3 questions you should always ask in job interviews. Okay, let's find out if this person is actually insightful or if they're a goddamn moron. I've asked all of these and got 2 job offers last week. Okay. So, ask 3 hiring managers. Loves to be asked about projects. Ask something like, what project are you working on? How can I make an impact? Yeah, that's pretty basic. Oh, ask the person interviewing you why you joined. Actually, I like that. That's a pretty good one. 3rd question isn't one you can prepare ahead of time. You need to listen. You need to come up with something constructed around what happened in the interview. For instance, if a software process was mentioned, a good idea to ask about that. Create a conversation. Okay, well, I think the 3rd one's really vague. The first one I think is pretty mundane, just saying what projects are you working on? Like, well, duh. I do like the one though, and I've never done it. I hopefully am never having another job interview for the rest of my fucking life. But I do like that idea of asking someone, why did you join here? That's a good question. I like that. Because it would be funny if someone got totally tongue-tied and was like, oh, I just don't know. Is that what South Park called it? The Worldwide Privacy Tour? Yes. Yeah, and Chris, the way the media mostly attacks them, and particularly Meghan Markle, and fuck anyone who says otherwise, there is an enormous amount of racism tied into that. Oh, and the media fucking hated Paul Keating ripping on them, which was funny. They were crying like little babies. Why do you say the mean things about us? That hurt my feelings when the bad man said the bad things. So I got a hot tip for you. Paul Keating doesn't give a fuck. I'm not the hugest fan of Paul Keating, quite honestly. But it can be pretty funny when he just fucks with people and clearly does not give a shit what anyone thinks. And I actually didn't even see, I've only seen sort of vague second, third hand accounts of what he said because I don't really have any interest in watching Paul Keating at the press club. But it was pretty funny seeing a variety of headlines of media outlets going, he's so mean to us. Why is he so mean? It's like, yeah, probably because you suck. I'm just throwing that out there. Just the degree. And again, it's weird. I say these things and I'm saying words that are very similar to words that weirdo conspiracy freak Trumpy people say. The words are similar, but I mean something very different. But I do truly believe the media generally have let us down so badly, so many times. There have been a few good things done by various media bodies, but they've let us down so bad. Like, we're just having the 20th anniversary of the illegal Iraq invasion And the overwhelming majority of global media just slavishly bandwagoned, like, yeah, let's do this. And it's like, oh, fuck you people. Hey, Lemonheads, I'm about to go to bed. Yes, the Dark Abigail, I think that was the bit that upset them the most, that it was hard to spot the lie. Yeah, Chris, they didn't seem to take Keating's berating them very well. But having finished with that, I am, in fact, finishing with that. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to go to bed. I still have to think of the best use to use this syrup for. I'm starting to think something tropical would suit this very nicely. That's maybe to try on Thursday. But you fine people, take care. I do hope to see you another time, like probably Thursday. And we'll see what happens. But I'm going to go to Sleepy Bobos now, so I'll see you.